This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast, Thursday, August 17th today. 1 week before everything in Canada goes pumpkin.
I was shopping yesterday and saw Halloween candy. And when I saw it, I thought, I need to tell Mark about this. So I did first thing in the morning. And then you pipe up with your pumpkin and it's like, oh my God, it's happening. It's like August 1st hit and everything shifted. The weather feels different.
Yep.
It looks different outside. Like I'm starting to feel like fall is like within reach. The kids are getting ready to head back to school. I see Halloween candy at the store yesterday, which I thought was ridiculous and crazy. But then you mentioned the pumpkin spice. I'm like, oh yeah, it is happening. This is when we start to shift.
And on social media, somebody had made the point and took a picture somewhere. Some Costco already has artificial Christmas trees on display.
Okay, that is over the top. Yeah. I can't. I love Christmas. I can't yet. But I'm starting to see Christmas memes.
You're kidding, really?
No, I saw one. It's like, it's August. That must mean Christmas is coming. Oh. Like, it's like, no.
Well,
that's like the extreme. Halloween bugged me. That was enough. And then you mentioned the pumpkin spice, and it's like, oh, okay. I guess, it's coming to an end.
We are a forward-thinking society.
As I mentioned this morning, too, it's almost like there's a gap between like May and July where we just calm down and enjoy
what we have. May
to July. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, things are good. And then, the gears start turning to always move forward. It's like, I was so enjoying the moment. So tell us about pumpkin spice.
Well, I mean, Dave, I didn't keep it other than Tim Hortons starts in a week, but they always have a new, so you get your pumpkin spice muffin, which my wife loves. So that's why I like to know what it is, because on the first day I'll surprise her and bring it home.
Yeah, the donuts are really
good, too. They got the lattes, and they have the donut there, Lush. But the donut this year is I don't know if I have the name right, but it's pumpkin maple with pecans. And as soon as I saw that, it's like right into my veins.
Well, and you said something, right into my veins. And it did sound really good, but you said something about a filling. So is it it's because last year's was one of the the whole donuts, like a donut.
Yeah.
And it had the pumpkin and the icing on top, but it had the hole in the middle. This, you said it had a filling. So I'm wondering, is it like a whole donut?
It had like a maple cream filling.
Okay.
I don't know. It said
like a jelly donut or a Boston cream.
Yeah.
But it's maple.
It's maple and then in a donut made of pumpkin.
So you still get the pumpkin flavor.
Right? And then pecans on top, drizzled on top. And that just sounds so delicious. God. Yeah. So when I come back from vacation, because I'm off next week.
You're off next
week. And they'll be available. I'll get you your large dark roast with 2 cream, because that's what Charity takes, everybody.
That's my coffee.
And I'll get a couple of those donuts, and we'll make our way through those on the air. Looking forward to that. It's a meal for you, right? I'll give you a fork and
it will be the whole morning.
Knife. Yeah.
It'll be the whole morning. It'll be fantastic.
Me, it's like, I could do that during a spot set of commercials.
6:15, they're gone. It's like, Mark, I was going to take a picture.
Oh, well, I won't brush my teeth. Get a load of this.
I was excited when you said there was a new donut coming out.
Yeah,
but I wondered,
has to be.
What are they going to do next? Honestly, how many variations of pumpkin spice can they do? Because you go to Starbucks and they have their own menu of pumpkin flavored everything.
7-Eleven has already had it since August 1st.
You mentioned them.
Yeah, they've got something.
But now you can't, you could always get candle scented. You could get the scents.
Yep.
But there's lotions and it's just exploded. Fragrances, like the sprays, it's just crazy. Everything. Bubble bath.
In the drive-through economy, pumpkin spice is up to $600 million in the economy of all. And that doesn't include you wanting to go to the grocery store and now make pumpkin bread or any other spice that you want to do. We're just talking about people pulling up and buying something foodie with pumpkin in it.
What do you think it is?
I don't know.
I was talking to someone.
It's tapped into something. So much is in our psyche of pop culture, right?
Yeah. I was talking to a friend, though, at the fair on the weekend, and because I've seen the fall decor pop up in stores, too. And we were talking about that, how she was she had an argument, a discussion with her husband.
Oh, is that what they're called now?
Yeah.
Discussions?
About pulling out some of their pumpkin some of their fall decorations.
Okay, yep.
And I'm like, oh, yeah. Well, and that's when I said I started to see some of it in stores. I said, yeah, it's kind of funny that it's out. She said, but I'm ready for it. It just makes me feel good. It's cozy. And I thought maybe is that what it is about pumpkin spice? We're just ready now, coming to the end of summer. We know cool weather's around the corner.
Yeah.
It just makes us feel good. It's a coziness, that association to the sweater weather and blankets and I don't know.
It's not unique to Canada, but it's true. No, that the season of autumn has its own joy here in Canada. And yes,
it's my favorite.
Laugh all you want. Hockey starts, but I mean, back to school.
Back to school.
Even though quote unquote it's summer, by Labor Day it's autumn. In our heads, the calendar may not say that.
Honestly, I'm already getting there.
Yeah, it's autumn.
Like I've got pants on. I started wearing jeans this week.
Yeah, so. That kind of happens, and a lot of people say that they love fall.
Absolutely.
They love October with the leaves falling. Yep. It gets a little bit cool, and you can wear the hoodies, and Thanksgiving's in there. And you see memes like there's nothing better than a rainy October with a good book, curled up by a fire. There's no snow
That is my
yet.
happy place.
Right. So it's like that's just a great day. You don't get that in California. You don't get that in Florida or Texas. You get that in Canada. So that's something unique that we love about pre-snow blowers, post hot days like we've had.
So do you think the pumpkin spice just creates that?
Well, I think that's
feeling for people, that connection?
We just say it now and it means everything. I think it's just the one it used to be falling leaves, now it's pumpkin spice. I think it's a pop culture touchstone. That's what I think it is.
So you don't think it conjures that feeling or those thoughts of fall?
No, I think everybody's like, oh my gosh, pumpkin. Yeah, let's go get that. Everybody has it. Let's go have it.
Okay.
I don't know. People say that it does make an emotional, that taste.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I think I think that's why it's become a $7 billion or whatever it was. Industry. It is an industry. It's its own industry now.
Pumpkins.
There'll be greeting cards before we know it in store shelves about pumpkin spice.
We'll have Dednersville on the podcast coming up the end of October.
Yes, we will.
It's not long, right? I remember a time when a year had 12 months in it. Now it seems like it's 7. Everything just flies.
Summer has flown by. It really has. It's hard to believe that we're halfway through August already.
We were talking about Miss Nickel at
Sacred Heart
School in Marmora. As soon as she gets her class list, emails all of their birthdays to us.
We had one this morning. That's what triggered it because I believe I think it's safe to say that was her final student from last year.
Could be, yeah.
Because we'll get a new list here shortly.
The birthday this morning you read, she would have sent in September 1st of last year. Yeah.
So that was a student of hers last year.
So as soon as she gets her list, so I don't know when those lists go out, but it's usually the last week of August, or because
before the
first
school
day
year
of school is the 5th this year of September. Yep. So it might be the 1st or the 2nd, and then before you know it, then we're into. We have Labor Day, we have Truth Reconciliation Day, and we have Thanksgiving. So we have 3 of those sort of statutory days of note.
Remembrance Day.
Then Remembrance Day around the corner, and then the Santa Claus
Look
parade.
at you jumping ahead. You're like there. Already there.
It just, that's how you tell your year.
I was just talking about pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice, it all begins because you saw Halloween candy.
No, because you saw the pumpkin spice, and I saw the Halloween candy.
Yeah, so.
Which just is, oh my God.
It's all flying along.
Although we have our Halloween costumes ready.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've chosen our theme this year.
And you're going to share or no? It's okay if you don't. Because I understand what part of that is.
I think I've told you. Haven't I told you what it is?
I'm sure. I'm 60, Cherry.
But we decided,
you could have told me this morning.
Because Nathan went through a phase, the end of the school year, with a franchise. And it triggered, it inspired.
Oh.
Because he's like, I think I want to be this for Halloween. I said, that would work because then I could be this, Dad could be that. And then Ben piped up and he's like, and I could be him. I'm like, yes.
That's a good one then.
And they keep flip-flopping. I'm like, no, we said we were going to do this. Yeah. We're going to do it. I want to do it. It's about me, guys. Let's do this. Because I think, and Nathan has said.
I believe I know what it is. That's right. You told me. So I know.
Nathan, it's funny too because he's that age and he said, I think this is going to be my last year, Mom.
Oh, okay.
I said, you'll still get dressed up, right? I don't know.
Like,
okay.
But you'll still get in the car and go see Grandma for candy, right?
Oh, 100%.
Totally.
He'll still get candy from people we know.
Yeah.
It's just
that doesn't change.
No. I'm like, he's like, no. I said, okay, well, you play it by ear, see what you want to do. But you're still getting dressed up this year for sure because we need to do this.
Because that's good. And then you need
So
pictures.
I guess I'm not going to share it. It's coming.
Remember.
It's like
I think I remember.
It's only 2 months away.
Then we get off the podcast and be like, no. That was 2 years ago.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, we've done the Marvel.
Yeah.
And we talked about Star Wars one year, but that didn't pan out. They changed their minds last minute. But I'm excited for this one. I think this will be good.
Speaking of pop culture and pumpkin spice, this morning we talked about the pop culture acronym texting of 2023.
It's actually been around since 2008. It was put into the Urban Dictionary, but it kind of fell to the wayside.
Yeah.
And in the last year or so, it gained popularity because I didn't realize this. I guess I'm out of touch when it comes to acronyms on the internet, but it's gained popularity again because it was being used to describe members of K-pop groups. So fans of the K-pop genre of music decided to use acronyms to describe the members. So one of them was Ijbol.
Ijbol.
Which is IJBOL.
Yeah.
I just burst out laughing. So that individual appeared to laugh all the time, so that's the acronym they used. And since using that, now Ijbol has become this, I guess, the top internet phrase,
so
acronym to use.
LMAO, laugh my ass off, or whatever.
LOL, or
Ijbol.
Ijbol.
Oh, I just burst out laughing. Yeah.
Yeah. You could add the O.
Ijbol.
So it's like, Ijbol. Oh, no, whatever. But
and then, DPMO, is that the other one?
Don't piss me off.
Yeah, if you have that resting face.
Yeah, that angry face, that was another one they were using. Not quite as popular as the
resting face.
As the Ijbol, but another big one. So you put it out there for people that write in acronyms for us, they would. I actually thought I would get an Ijbol because I'm always laughing.
But no, we didn't get each bowl. So
Patty
one of
Lynn
them was,
just described us. She didn't really use an acronym.
Somebody said Abbott had for Mark. Yeah. Abbott had. Another blithering idiot thinks he's a broadcaster.
Not just someone. Should mention it was Claude, who is a loyal listener, and he knows Mark. And they have talked before. It wasn't just some... Because when I first read that, I'm like, oh! And then I saw it was Claude. And I thought, okay, he's joking.
Claude and I used to be friends.
He's teasing you.
And you were Park, peaceful amid rowdy kids.
Yeah.
So that worked out well.
I thought that was pretty clever.
That was pretty good. How else did we have here? And then they were in an acronym. Smart, quick thinking, quick caring. Yeah, stability for you.
Which one? I was going to say, now who's that?
Yeah, I really know about it. And then somebody, if you do one hit wonders of all time, they want afternoon delight. And that was something else.
With our Throwback Thursday, we had one hit wonders.
Thursday we had going on today.
It was a big one because the lead singer of Dixie's Midnight Runners, also a one hit wonder, Come On Eileen, Kevin Rowland. I have to remember that.
You got
to remember that. He had a birthday today. So he was in the birthdays, and then we had, what was the other connection? Oh, the Jenny.
Yep, we played Tommy Two-Tone.
Tommy Two-Tone, and then our Throwback were one-hit wonders. So it was a weird day.
We had a lot of it. VH1 had their list. We'll go back to it every once in a while because people love it when we do it.
They do.
Everybody
they really
loves
do.
A one-hit wonder. So we decided we were going to take our two personalities. So there was Mickey.
Is that what we did?
When I thought about it when I got home, it was so funny how you are also positivity like a cheerleader, and you picked Mickey by Tony Basil, which is cheerleading.
Most
and
days.
I picked the grumpy, we're not going to take it.
But it's not.
By Twisted Sister.
I've never thought of it as a grumpy song, but it is when you put it next to Mickey. I noticed that this morning.
Yeah.
It is a little more aggressive.
Yeah, exactly. So it's you and me. It's like
when you put him next to me, yeah, he's a little more aggressive.
Suddenly it's so obvious. Yeah, it sounds like they belong together, but they're so different. That's you and me. It sounds like it could work, but wow, why is he so angry with eyeshadow?
And crazy hair.
And Charity's just trying to keep everything positive.
Mark won, by the way, this morning.
Yeah, of course I did, because everybody was angry.
Because Dee Snider landed at what, 22?
21.
21. Mickey was number 6 on that list, on the one-hit wonder list.
Tommy Two-Tone was number 3. And then on Kevin Rowland's birthday, Dexter's Midnight Run. Well, that was number 1. That's
what
number
was number
1.
2? Do you remember?
Oh, yes. A Flock of Seagulls.
Oh my God.
I ran.
That was number 2.
That was number 2. Technically, they did have a second hit. But,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, flock of seagulls.
But it got us talking about Jenny, Tommy Two-Tone and Jenny's 8675309, and the phone number. And you always do. Like, we've talked about it before. You think, okay, how many versions of that number are out there? I say versions just with the area code ahead of it.
Because you'd think every area code has one.
Yeah, you give it a call.
No, they don't.
You said they've disconnected that number, but variations of that number are still out there. And someone locally they're off by one number.
Yeah.
And they texted in and shared with us that all the calls they got.
Good morning.
Hi, it's Mark
Is
and
this Jenny?
She doesn't live here anymore.
Doesn't live
How
here.
many times do I have to tell people?
We played Tommy Two-Tone this morning, and I'd said that 8675309 has basically been eradicated from all phone areas. And thank you for texting in. Your number is one number off that.
It is.
And so as a result, people
Lucky
probably
you.
Saturday nights, about 11:30, think it's funny to kind of try that out. What is your name?
Edel.
Okay, thank you very much for texting in and letting us know. Did you ask for this number?
Oh, no, not at all. No. I had the number for at least 15 years. So that was before you got to pick numbers.
Right, okay.
So when you were given this number, did it occur to you immediately that, this might be too close?
I can't remember, but it started very fast, the calls. And, but they wore off. Like, it didn't last too many years.
Okay.
So how many calls would you say you got or have gotten in the years?
At the beginning, it was a lot. When I say a lot, like it's maybe 1 or 2 a week.
Oh my gosh, that's so annoying.
But then it did.
Somebody I know, their phone number is 1 digit off our prize line. So when we do Beat the Bank, she just swears at me.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
For the 2 or 3 months that we do it, she just takes her phone off the hook. She just doesn't answer anymore.
But to be one number off, and we're not going to tell you which digit is off.
No.
Yeah, 8675309. Oh my gosh. Hey, thanks. We really appreciate it. You have a super day.
You too. Bye.
Thanks for picking up the phone, because I wouldn't blame you if you never did again. Poor woman.
Oh, I know.
Poor woman.
And again, I'm glad you brought up the people who have numbers similar to our prize line.
Yeah.
Because I do. I think of them too. Because we have for the longest time, it was just the 3, 966, 962, 968 as the first 3.
Yeah.
And then 0955. So you get off by a number, and I feel bad for you.
I heard
Especially
from
during
somebody
Beat the
once.
Bank.
I think their number is 962. So I'm looking at the keypad here. So think of your phone, because the mistake they would make is they would just miss the number. So I think it was like 962095, and it would come up. They have 8, and so instead of hitting 55 fast, their finger slips and they hit the 8. Or something like 966.
And that's all it takes.
8955. Instead of the 0, they hit the 8 close by. And then so she would get variations of whatever it is, and phoned in and said, like, guys, can I at least play once? Because I get all of your calls.
I think they deserve it.
Yeah.
If they're getting all our calls. And
We'll
this poor
pay
woman who
your
had
phone
to
bill.
answer the phone. No, Jenny doesn't live here.
She doesn't live here anymore.
Stop calling me.
This is funny. And again, nobody would make that joke at 1 o'clock on a Tuesday.
Oh,
it's
never.
11:30 on Saturday night. Hey, I know something that's funny. Oh my God. So that's how the show went this morning.
Yeah.
So thank you, everybody, for all of that. That was
It was
a
a
good
fun
time.
morning.
On Donnie Wahlberg's birthday.
Oh, yes. Let's not forget about
we
New
played
Kids on the
Hanging
Block.
Tough for New Kids on the Block. It was a full show.
It was. Donnie celebrated his birthday, and you really pumped up Galaxy of Games this morning, and I appreciate that.
Because it was New Kids on the Block.
I don't think you're the fan of New Kids that I am.
Joey McIntyre's 50. He was 8 years old, I think, when it started.
Wasn't.
But he was 12.
He was just shy of 13, yeah.
Yeah, he was a
Because you said
child.
that. You mentioned that, how young he was. He was young. Like, you listen to the first album they put out, which I have on cassette, and everyone after. He has Michael Jackson's voice from Jackson 5. Like, it hasn't changed yet.
Right.
Like, it's very high.
That's right.
And then you see him through the albums and hear him, but he was my favorite.
Oh yeah, well he was the Nick Carter, the Backstreet Boys.
So much better than Nick Carter.
Yeah, okay.
So much better than Nick Carter. And then I got to speak with Jordan I got to interview him over the phone, which was a dream come true, too. That was amazing. The other three, But
Joey McIntyre, we looked it up. He's 50 now.
He's 50. Because
all 5 new kids on the block are
over 50.
Are over 50. They're not kids anymore.
I thought Jonathan was the oldest, but Danny. So it goes Danny, Donnie, Jonathan, and all of them are 54 this year.
No, I thought Danny, and then Jordan.
So who did I say?
You said Jonathan. So it's
Danny, Donnie, Jonathan.
Oh,
and
Jonathan,
then Jordan is 53.
Yes.
And Joey is 50.
Correct.
Sorry, year.
Yes.
Yes.
So they're all 50, new kids on the block.
I always thought Jonathan was the oldest. But and it was interesting to see because they're all listed as musician actors. I think I've only ever seen Joey and Donnie, because he's on Blue Bloods, ever do any sort of acting.
Yeah, so they've tried. I saw Joey McIntyre on some $10,000 pyramid once, and I always just assumed that when these guys are done, they go into rehab, because that's the story I always hear, that they were kids taken advantage of, and it doesn't end up well, and they all, unless they're Justin Timberlake, there were just so many.
Being a Wahlberg, I think Donnie had some rough times.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Mark
Jonathan
talked about it.
Had some severe anxiety. Like, he disappeared.
Yeah.
And got some help because
But good for them to get that help.
He couldn't do it. He was a real estate agent for a few years. He couldn't deal with the fame, and once they were done in '94, he disappeared.
Yeah.
Just couldn't.
Yeah. No,
now he's better, of course, because they've reunited and we've seen them back out on the road, which is amazing.
But you take a look at so many child actors and actresses. It's a mess.
Well, and you think about that. Okay, so sorry, I don't mean to get off on.
No, but it's true.
But they got to, their first album came out in '85, and as we just pointed out, Joey was just shy of 13, so 12, when that album came out. They disbanded or went their separate ways in '94. So 9 years. So he was 21. He had all that fame between 12 and 21. How does that not, like, it's Beeps.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we saw what happened with him.
Right.
But your essential childhood, or those formative years, or when you're really starting to begin forming who you are, you're touring, you're on the road, you're being bombarded by girls everywhere you go. You're in this quote unquote rock star, pop star light, and then it's done.
That's over.
And then what do you do?
Yeah, I don't know. Ask Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
Right?
So they could have gone.
So many of these young actors and actresses that
spiraled.
Yeah, when it's over, and you get past, because you think it's going to last forever. You don't always get to translate.
And then you see the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and this whole other wave of boy bands starting. Like, it's got to...
98 Degrees. There were a lot of them.
You got to think, well, why aren't we? Like, crap, we were there.
Yeah, we were the ones.
We were the group, and now all these other guys are...
Yeah.
So it would be tough. So I'm glad that, for the most part, they all seem to be...
They've
pretty
waved
level.
through. Good for them. Yeah, good for them. But I'm glad you had a nice walk down.
It was. I'm
lane.
looking through songs. I'm checking them out on Wikipedia. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to listen to some. I don't even know if I have a cassette player anymore. I'm going to have to try and find
to figure that out. I'm
Spotify.
Sure. I've got one at home you can borrow, because I've got all the old stuff there.
I'm surprised if they aren't worn right out. I listened to them, Mark. My God. When we played Hangin' Tough, I went back to grade 4.
Wow, hanging tough in grade 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't.
I had pajamas. I had the T-shirts. I had the posters, the pillowcases.
New kids on the block. They were them.
Oh, my gosh.
They were them.
What a time.
What a time. You relive it. We'll get ready for tomorrow.
Sorry,
Jimmy will be in. No, all good. Rumor Day will be in when Jimmy Hollywood gets here. We'll need a Friday song for 8 o'clock.
You want to play New Kids?
Kick again, maybe. I'll play Step by Step tomorrow.
Oh, don't tease me.
That's coming up on the show tomorrow. I guess that's about it. It's pretty quiet Friday. So we get into a Rib Fest weekend and Sterling
Quiet Friday.
Fair.
It's going to be a big Friday. Holy cow, yeah. Sterling Fair and Rib Fest. As you said, the fasting starts today.
Not eating today because I'm eating all weekend long. And then I'm off next week, and I'm going to the CNE on Monday to go see Jimmy Eat World at the Echo Beach stage that night with my son. Father-son rock bands. Off we go. So we're going to go do that. So there's a lot of steps on Monday. And, of course, wherever I stop to wait while he and his buddy do whatever they want to do, I have to be near a porta potty because it's crazy when I get in crowds.
And then you're going to Niagara.
And no, we're not. I talked to my wife about that, though. I said, trains playing in Niagara Falls on the Tuesday, and I'm just too old to do it all. And she said the same thing. She said, oh, my gosh. Oh, why aren't we? And I was like, no, we're so too busy.
Oh, my God.
Anyway, yeah. So.
All right.
But before that, coming up tomorrow morning, so join us on the air here on 95.5 Hits FM. Have a great day.